Hi everyone, welcome to Korean Express YouTube channel. Learning Korean becomes tricky when one English word translates into multiple Korean words and each one has a different nuance. So today we are clearing up one of the most confusing sets for Korean learners, especially for beginners. 쓰다, 사용하다, 이용하다. All of them can mean to use, but trust me, they are not always interchangeable. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly when to pick which one in various real life situations. So let's break them down and understand these three Korean verbs, when to use them and how to use them in various situations. Okay, so let's begin with 쓰다. As I said earlier, 쓰다 means to use. But when are you going to use this verb? 쓰다, which means to use, it is used when you have to use any physical item or any tool. So this is one of the most basic and commonly used in everyday informal situations. Okay, so whenever you are using any item or any tool, then to indicate that you use the verb 쓰다. Okay, and this is an informal verb to say to use in Korean. Okay, and therefore it feels natural in spoken Korean because in our day-to-day life in the spoken Korean we face informal situations. So in that case we use 쓰다. One more important point, 쓰다 also means to write or to wear a hat in Korean language. So this verb 쓰다, it has multiple meanings, but right now we are focusing on its meaning to use. Okay, let's take a look at these example sentences to understand how to use this verb in real life situations. For example, my mom uses the rice cooker every day. So here you have to frame an informal sentence, number one. Second thing, you have to indicate that your mom is using an item, any physical item or any tool. So for that, you're going to use the verb 쓰다. 우리 엄마는 매일 밥솥을 써요. Okay? 우리 엄마, my mom, every day, 매일. Rice cooker, 밥솥. To use 쓰다, present tense, 써요. Uses the rice cooker, 밥솥을 써요. Simple. I used the computer yesterday. 저는 어제 컴퓨터를 썼어요. Here I is 저는, yesterday, 어제, computer in Korean is computer. To use past tense, 썼어요. Okay, so keep the condition in your mind that when you're going to use 쓰다. Okay, and very important, this is the most basic and commonly used form of the verb to use in Korean language. Now, let's move ahead and talk about 사용하다. Now, 사용하다 means to use an object or maybe any tool or device to serve a specific purpose, just how it is meant to be used. Okay, so 사용하다, it means to use any object or any device just the way it is supposed to be used. Okay, it implies using something properly for its intended function. All right, so this is one difference that you have to remember between 쓰다 and 사용하다. Next point, 사용하다 is more formal than 쓰다 and it is more commonly used in written Korean, whereas 쓰다 is more commonly used in spoken Korean. Okay? And 쓰다 is less formal or informal form to say to use in Korean, whereas 사용하다 is a more formal form. Alright? Now, let's take a look at these examples. Our teacher uses the board often. Now, here you are implying that your teacher uses the chalkboard or the blackboard often to serve a specific purpose, right? This is understood. Why is your teacher using the board? Because he or she wants to teach with the help of the board. Okay? So here, 우리 선생님은 칠판을 자주 사용해요. 우리 선생님, our teacher. board, 칠판. often, 자주. to use, 사용하다. present tense, 사용해요. Okay, this is how it works. I will use the washing machine on Sunday. Now here, you can very easily identify that the speaker is using the washing machine for a purpose, just how it is meant to be used to wash clothes. Okay? So, 저는 일요일에 세탁기를 사용할 거예요. I is 저는 Sunday, 일요일. washing machine, 세탁기. will use, 사용할 거예요. Simple? Okay, now let's jump to the last verb, which means to use in Korean language, 이용하다. 이용하다 means to use any services or facilities like the public transportation systems or libraries or any other transportation systems, kind of subways or any websites. Okay? So, if you have to say that you are using any service or any facilities, then you use the verb 이용하다 for that purpose. Okay? It is used when you benefit from or take advantage of something, right? You are using a public transportation system. So it is for your own benefit. You're taking the advantage of the public transportation system to travel from one place to another. So you're using that service or that facility that is provided to you for your own benefit. So in that case, you use 이용하다. Another point, 이용하다 can also have a negative nuance, meaning to take advantage of someone, okay, in a negative way, right? I'll share an example for this usage. First, let's go through these two examples to understand how to use 이용하다 to indicate that you're using a particular service or facility. I use the subway on weekends. 저는 주말에 지하철을 이용해요. Here, you're using a public transportation system, that is a subway, to travel from one place to another. So it is a service provided to you for your own benefit. And for that case, we use 이용하다. 저는 subway, 지하철, weekend, 주말. To use 이용하다, present tense conjugation, 이용해요. Okay? My brother uses delivery services often. As we know, nowadays there are many delivery services available that deliver various items, food, or any other items at our home or at any other place we want it to get delivered. So, this is a kind of service. 제 동생은 배달 서비스를 자주 이용해요. My brother, 제 동생. Delivery service, 배달 서비스. often, 자주. Present tense of the verb to use, 이용해요. Okay? Very simple. Now, as I said, I'm going to share an example with you about using 이용하다 in a negative way. when you have to say to take advantage of someone. So, for example, you have to say that person took advantage of his friend. In a negative way, you were talking about this in a negative way. That person took an advantage of his friend. 그 사람은 친구를 이용했어요. Okay? Very simple. You just can identify when 이용하다 is being used in a negative way with the context or just by the tone of the person who is speaking. Okay? A tone that is showing a disgust towards the situation or towards the other person who is taking advantage. Okay? In a negative way. All right? So, this was all about the three Korean verbs. All of them mean to use in Korean. I hope you liked this video and I hope that your confusion is now clear. Still, if you have any doubts, then please do share them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe Korean Express YouTube channel. Thank you.